This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans. The 1979-82 Fall League National League Championship Series. Oh my goodness, we've gotten to the end of the National League. We'll do this in two parts, 2 days, I guess. Best of 7, and we have an unusual, unique thing that's never happened before in the carryover league. We've got one of these fictional expansion teams, Portland versus Philadelphia, the Phillies, in the National League Championship. The Phillies, of course, won the 1980 World Series, were very good in 1981, so you expect them to make an appearance this late in the season somewhere, League Championship World Series. The story of Portland is very different. In the Fall League, the doors of opportunity are open. You have mostly a divisional schedule, a shorter schedule, so you're only playing other expansion teams. Then in the wild card game, they played another expansion team, Las Vegas. They only really played Houston, a team with a winning record, in the divisional round. Lost all their home games in the process, won all the road games, won that series 3-2, and that's why Portland is the first team to make it to a league championship series from the Arizona, Colorado, Las Vegas, Portland, Ohio players, Florida Marlins expansion realm. Remember, Major League Baseball had 26 teams in this timeline. Seattle, Toronto, the other two, the 8 new teams from the 24. And if you want to go back further than that, the 4 from 69, of course, is San Diego, Montreal, the Seattle Pilots, Kansas City Royals, and then you go back to 20. And you want to keep going back, you go, I don't feel like doing this anymore. You keep going back, you go to the 61 or 2 expansion with the Minnesota Twins, New York Mets, Colt 45s, California Angels. Then before that, there's 16 teams. I don't know. I can't do this by memory, but you get the idea. Anyway, Portland is here. They're not a fluke. The maxim of our league is a baseball player is good at least once every 4 years. So that means that any player should be eligible to get into the league at least one time in a 4-year span. Of course, the Hall of Famers and the most All-Stars do it annually and do it with more gusto, as you can imagine. In this case of Portland, just going through some of the names I see here, you've got Terry Poole, who's a very good baseball player. Chet Lemon was very valuable to the White Sox, won a World Series with the Tigers. Bob Horner was a slugger for the Atlanta Braves. He's probably their best player here. And we have Clint Hurdle in an outlier year, hitting .320. We have Jerry Royce, outstanding left-handed pitcher for the Dodgers, formerly the Pirates, formerly the Astros. Eric Rasmussen's best year, Jim Beatty's best year. You get the idea. These are kind of cherry-picked over a period of 4 years. Folks, it doesn't mean that Portland's going to be good every year. But probably once every 4 years, the cards will just line up, and they have. Phillies boast arguably the best lineup in the National League. You've got Rose, 79. You got Schmidt, 81. Moreland and Lonnie Smith, Rookie of the Year candidates, both. Maddox and Bowen, great cards. Bob Boone and a great card. Of course, you got lefty Carlton. Tug McGraw at the back end. The rest of the Philadelphia pitching is kind of ordinary, but then again, so is Portland's. Anyway, Portland at Philadelphia. We'll give you a couple games today. Here's your rotation for the series. 7-game series. So it's 4 days, a day off, and then 3 more. So the Phillies will march their rotation down, starting with Carlton, Schall, Burris, Ruthven, a day off. Carlton, Schall, Burris. Eric Rasmussen pitched in Game 5, the divisional round. He'll have to sit a few days. So it'll be Jerry Royce, Jim Beatty, Randy Lurch, and then Eric Rasmussen. After a day off, it'll be Royce, Beatty, and Lurch. So today we got a great pitching matchup. And look, if you want to match up with lefty with Steve Carlton, Jerry Royce is not a bad way to go at all. No siree, Bob, folks. He does not take a back seat to Carlton in 1980. Matter of fact, Jerry Royce in 80 was 18-6 with a 2.52 ERA and 229 innings for the Dodgers. By the way, the 1980 Dodgers really were loaded, folks. They were much better than the 81 team that won the World Series. And the Phillies, of course, they'll put lefty out there in a game one. 24-9, 2.34 ERA in 1980 and 304 innings. One of his best years. Never can really say the best because of the 27 win season he had. But one of the best years beyond that. So, here you go, folks. Portland at Philadelphia. Jerry Royce versus Steve Carlton in Philadelphia. Game one. Leading off, it'll be Gary Ward. 1-6 grounds ashore. Terry Poole, 56, is a K. And Art Howe, batting third, 57 is a K. Pete Rose leads off for the Phillies. 2-8, that's a base hit for Pete. B. Steeler. Barry Foote, good catcher, -1 arm. They also have Rich Gedman against righties, who doesn't have a good arm. Rose stays put at first for Larry Herndon. 64 off of Royce. Homer 1-7, fly ball the rest, and there you go. Maybe it's some magic. Portland Magic, that's a fly ball. Now you got Keith Moreland, 5'11". Pitcher X, E33 pitcher. A ground ball C. So, probably should have been an error, but we'll keep going here. Runner second, 2 outs for Mike Schmidt. 68 off Royce, second X. You got Hubbard, 2E19 or 21, I can't remember. 2E21 second baseman. And it's GBA. We go to the second. Chet Lemon, 2-6, is a base hit. Bob Horner, 54. He had the big home run in Game 5, the divisional run against Houston. Broke the Houston Astro Hearts. If you're into that sort of thing. 54. Third X. This is Schmidt. All or nothing here. Double play or error. He's a 1. And I got to get the E rating in here now. It's 25. And it's a GBA. Barry Foote, 1-8, is a walk. John Milner, 55, is a K. Bottom of 2. Big Sale, Big McBride, 63. Pitcher X, well, E33 again. And that's an error this time. C Steeler. Bob Boone, 211, pops a short. Mickey Klutz getting a start today against a left-handed pitcher. They normally have Rob Wilfong playing second. Mickey Klutz, 46, is a liner to first, and with 2 outs, it's Gary Maddox. He pops a short. We'll go to third. Glenn Hubbard, 36, is a fly ball to left. Tom Verizer, 39, single 1-10, gets it on an 8. Runner at first for Gary Ward, 2-4. Uh-oh, that's a 5. 4-3 double play. Lefties put men on, gotten out of all the messes. Bottom of the third. Larry Boa. 2-4, pop out. Pete Edward Rose, 2-2. Oh boy. Pitcher A plus injury. Hate to see that. Pete's got to leave the game. He'll be back tomorrow. And I think they'll move. Need a first baseman to fill in for Pete. I think we'll just put Keith Moreland over there. Yeah, sounds good to me. He was de-aging. We'll just put Keith Moreland over at first base. He was kind of a corner first, third base type. He'll be a 40-25 over there. And Wilfong will come in, and Rose will spot the lineup, play second base, and Klutz will go to DH. All right. 2 outs. Larry Herndon, 52, flies to center. We go to the fourth. It's Terry Poole, 36, is a walk. A Steeler, but you got Bob Boone. Bob Boone with a -3 arm. My goodness. Art Howe, 63. Pitcher X, he's an E0, and guess what? You know, if you've been watching enough, my home team E0 pitchers, we don't roll, we just call them double plays. It's called part of the home field advantage. Chet Lemon, 211, is a pop to second base. Road E0s, we will roll the dice, and most likely 80% of the time we'll get the same result. Keith Moreland, bottom of the fourth. 2-4 is a bouncer to short. Mike Schmidt, 6'11", left X. Ward's a 2-4 in left field. Makes the catch. And McBride, 56 is a K. Wow. Royce and Carlton matching each other, putting some men on, getting out of it. Into the fifth we go. Bob Horner. 2-5, third. No reason to show cards so they're not getting hits. Barry Foote, 1-6, K. Now with 2 outs, it's Milner, 4'11", left X, but that's Herndon. He's a 2 in left field. With the E rating. Gotta plug it in now. The reason I have to plug it in is that it's set up for an E4 outfielder, and Herndon's worse than that. Yeah, he's a 9, so I gotta just change it to a 9 see if we can still get an out. And we do. Alright. Bottom of the fifth. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Alright. Here we are, bottom of the fifth. These teams just feeling each other's out. Just seeing, what's going on. Scoreless game. Tentative play. Bottom of the fifth. It'll be Bob Boone. 46, lines the first. Mickey Klutz, 2-9, flies left. At a certain time, I expect one of these two teams to get a 4-run inning. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen, I think. Gary Maddox, 2-9, bounces to short. We go to the sixth. Glenn Hubbard. 1-6, bounce to short. Tom Verizor, 1-9, there's a base hit. He's 2 for 2. Gary Ward, 1-9, and that is another Gary Ward, 5-4-3 double play. That probably put him out of favor for the Twins, the double plays, which is probably why he's showed up here in Portland. Bottom of the sixth, we have a scoreless game between two brilliant pitchers, Royce and Carlton. It'll be Larry Boa. 1-9, grounds short. The leadoff spot, now it's Rob Wilfong, 56 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Larry Herndon. 57 is a K. We're rolling all over these picture cards, too. Top of the seventh, just flying along here, Terry Poole, 5'11", is a K. Art Howe, 1'11", lines the third. And Chet Lemon, 1-6. Oh, let's take a look at a card. We have a chance here. Chet Lemon's 1979 White Sox card. 318, 17 home runs. I'm sure they miss him. So it was, and eventually he goes to the Tigers in 84, helping that Tiger team win that 84 World Series. But 1-6 here is Homer. 1-6, double the rest. He'll miss it by inches there with an 8. So we got a runner at second. For the danger is Bob Horner. 69 off of lefty is second X. Well, we got better defense in there. We have Rob Wilfong, and he's a 2 defender. The inning's over. Scoreless game 1 of an LCS. How about that? That'll help my league ERA. Stretch time in Philadelphia. We are enjoying the best of mother, father, sister, brother, MFSB. Love is the message. All their great hits. Freddy's Dead. Backstabbers. Sounds of Philadelphia. Philadelphia Freedom. There it is. There you go. Good stuff there. There aren't any Freddy's in this game. That would be sad to say that Freddy's dead. Okay. Alright. Bottom of the seventh. Royce, starter 7. Is this the inning where the Phillies start putting batters together? 3 batters to get Royce out of there. That's incentive. It'll be Keith Moreland to fielding. 6-12 for the first baseman. Sky's the center. Funny part about it is, you don't use that DH knock the pitcher out rule because he got moved over to first base in this game. Then you got Mike Schmidt. 35, single on a 1, lines are short, and with 2 outs, it's Big McBride. 2-7K. We're sailing along into the 8th inning, folks, trying to break a land speed record here. Barry Foote, 66, double 1-2, base hit off of Carlton. Now you got Milner. 5-10 is a walk, and we got something going on in the 8th inning. Glenn Hubbard. Oh, Glenn, you are a D bunter. What's going on, guy? What's going on, Glenn? It's not like you're doing a whole bunch else offensively for your campaign here. They got no bunters on this team. The art of bunting is something that is not taught in the Pacific Northwest. So you got first and second, nobody out. No, Glenn's going to just swing away, go for the 3-run bomb, it appears. The pitch to Glenn Hubbard. 4-4 is a strikeout. Now, Verizer's a B bunter with Ward, who I doubt Carlton would intentionally walk to get the pull. Does Verizer drop the bunt down? Well, if you get a 2-run single, it would be worth it instead of a 1-run single. Bunting with 1 out. Oh boy. It is the greatest pitcher in the National League. All right, Verizer, and you're the number 9 hitter. Verizer's going to drop a bunt down. We're going to put all faith in Gary Ward. Almost a single. He's a B bunter. You need a A bunter to get that result. Or a 3. So we have second and third, and it's Gary Ward with a base open with a lefty Terry Poole on deck. Now, I do not like the intentional walk in my game. More to the fact, Terry Poole draws walks against left-handed pitching. So it's going to be Carlton Ward here. Let's take a look at Gary Ward's card. Again, he was a Twin in 1982, had 28 homers and a 289 average. And here he is in Portland, folks. That's what I'm talking about. Telling you, this is a good Portland team. There's nothing to be ashamed about this team making it this far. Second and third, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Gary Ward. 47 off of lefty. Well, that's a strikeout. We continue. He's a starter 8, which means you could break him in the 9th with 2 base runners. Also, neither pitcher can pitch into the 10th. Bottom of the 8th, it'll be Bob Boone. We need a run. A run wins this game 1. 59. Sky's the center. We have a 1-hitter by the guy who's not in the game anymore, Pete Rose. And you've gone 1 hit through this Philly lineup. Mickey Klutz. 49 pops to second base. And Gary Maddox. 2-6 pops to short. My goodness. We'll go to the 9th. It'll be Terry Poole. 55 off lefty is a K. Art Howe. 67 is single 1 to 11 chance. And he rolls a 12 and misses it. And with 2 outs is Chet Lemon, who had the best chance of the day with his homer double the rest there. 2-8 grounds to third, bottom of the 9th. Here we go, folks. It'll be Boa and then back up top to Wilfong. Larry Boa. 68 off of Royce, second X. This is the 2E21 of Hubbard. Makes the play. Rob Wilfong. 1-7. Let's take a look at this Rob Wilfong card, folks. His best year was with the 79 Twins, hitting .313, known as a kind of a slap hitter, punch hitter, but he had 9 home runs and 6 triples and 22 doubles. And in a platoon, he obviously hits righties better than lefties, but against lefties, he hits doubles. 1-7 is one of those. It's a double to center field. He represents the winning run. And you got Larry Herndon at the plate. And Jerry Royce is throwing a 2-hit shutout through 8 1/3 innings. So you're just not going to hook this guy, even though you got 3 righties up. So we'll pitch to Larry Herndon. 54 pops to first. And with 2 outs, it's Keith Moreland to fielding. 58 is a pop to second base. When Royce needs it, he gets it. Scoreless game into the 10th. If I'm the Phillies, I just got to keep going with Tugboat, you know? They obviously, the lefties are doing the job, so we're going to continue with Tug McGraw, a relief 3. Better against righties than Steve Carlton, worse against lefties. So we'll see how this plays out. Probably should play out better, I'm thinking. The only lefties in this lineup are John Milner, who will bat this inning, and Terry Poole. So here comes Tug McGraw in the 10th inning. Let's give you his stats. Tug McGraw, 5-4, 147 ERA in 92 innings. Game 1 of the LCS, he'll probably go 3 then before we take him out. Which would naturally set up a pretty interesting game 2. Both closers theoretically being gone. It'll be Bob Horner leading off. 53, bounces the first. Barry Foote, 46. Single, 1-2-4, line out. And here's Milner, probably the most dangerous hitter on this team against the lefty McGraw. 32 is hit by the pitch. 1-2's a homer. Now Glenn Hubbard. 1-5 is this guy to center field. Bottom of the 10th. So what do you do if you're Portland? You can't match up with McGraw. Royce is gone. He's just kind of shaking his head, doesn't know what to do. He threw a 2-hit shutout through 9 innings, has to exit as a starter 7. And this very shaky bullpen. You got Schmidt, McBride, Boone, Klutz, Mannix. So the next 4 batters are right-handed. I guess I normally don't like to go to the closer, but this bullpen's not big. Well, actually, Jim Barr's not too bad. We'll go Jim Barr here. Theoretically, if you can win this game while exhausting McGraw, this is what Portland's thinking. They won't have McGraw in Game 2, and you'll have Lockwood to potentially close out a Game 2 against Portland. So they're going to go Jim Barr here in the 10th. It's actually pretty good. 4-3 with a 3.29 ERA and 129 innings. They could have continued with a lefty, Willie Hernandez, but really, this Philadelphia lineup is put together to crush lefties. So Jim Barr will come in, see if we can turn some guys around. Not to mention Mike Schmidt is leading off this inning, who destroys left-handed pitching. So Jim Barr will come in and face Mike Schmidt, leading off the bottom of the 10th. Here's the pitch. 47 for Schmidt is a base hit. B. Steeler. He's not going to go anywhere. And it's going to be Bake McBride. 49 for McBride is single 1 of 4. Misses it on a 12. Boone could hit and run here with 1 out. Be kind of juicy. Boone at 256. 286. Oh, it was 79 Boone, yeah. I don't like to hit and run with 1 out. Maybe with 0 outs. Boone swinging away. 48 is that single one. Now it's single 1 at 18 versus a righty. And that's going to be a base hit. You got 2-1 with 1 out. And you got Mickey Klutz. Oh, boy. Who's your DH? You can get him out of there. You got Gross and Smith. Time to bring one of these guys in there. I think you have to bring. So, do you need the lefty? The lefty would load the bases. You know, a walk gets a guy to third. So I'm going to go with Gray Gross instead of Lonnie Smith. My choice of 330 hitters. I don't really care if you bring a lefty at this point, is what they're thinking. So Gray Gross will be the pinch hitter. Let's take a look at Gray Gross, 1979 Phillies, 333. I've got Lonnie Smith on the bench too, with a 339 average. So yeah, we're going to see what Portland's response will be for Gross. And the response is nothing. There is no response. They're saying, we'll pitch to Gross. Okay, here you go. First and second, 1 out. The pitch to Gray Gross. 53, right X. Who is in right field? Terry Poole. I think I do. No, actually, I'll roll. I do have to roll. He's a 1-0. I don't think you can get a fly ball A off a 1-0, but we'll plug in the result anyway. No, fly ball B. Okay, so with 2 outs. By the way, this would be a good opportunity to test this. Let's see if there's a fly ball A option here. I'm going to keep it in F9. And no, you can't. No, it's going to be a 9 or a fly ball B or fly ball B or 9. Those are your only options. Of course, you can't get a hit or an error. No fly ball A. Good to know. So great news for Terry Poole fans. All right, so nobody moves up. It's first and second with 2 outs. And it'll be Gary Maddox against the righty, Jim Barr. And here's the pitch to Gary Maddox. 56 is a fly ball to left. And Barr gets out of it. See that? We go to the 11th inning. It's Tom Verizor. Gross will just take over as DH as Herndon's a better defensive player. Tom Verizor. 54 off McGraw, flies to right. Gary Ward. I don't know what the longest scoreless game I've ever had. Might not have to answer that question because 2-5 on the Gary Ward card you just saw is Homer. 1 of 14, double the rest, and it is gone. And we have a run in game number 1. That is gone. A solo shot with 1 out here on the top of the 11th for Portland. Their bullpen gets going with Willie Hernandez, a lefty, and Skip Lockwood. It'll be Terry Poole. 57 is a K with 2 outs. It's Art Howe. 46, single 1 to 4 chance. Cannot get it. So McGraw throws a long ball to the leadoff man, Gary Ward. And that's it for runs in this one. No more defense to bring in for Portland. They have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 11th. Boa, Wilfong, Herndon. It's funny, but Wilfong got a double against a lefty. We really want the lefty Hernandez to face him. And actually, the other thing is Lonnie Smith hits righties better than lefties. Yeah, I think it might be a Willie. We're going to actually bring in Willie Hernandez in the bottom of the 11th inning. Not one of his best years. He's pretty good about getting lefties out, though. Willie with the Cubs was pretty ordinary in 1980. 1-9, 4.42 ERA. But the best lefty they could find. And, yeah. If you're wondering about it, again, Lonnie Smith on the bench, in this particular situation, I don't think, because we already lost a position player, we lost Pete Rose defensively. Klutz could play shortstop for Boa. We could do that. Well, let's do that, because I don't know who else you're going to bring in. Wilfong has to play second base. Or wait a minute, you could put Klutz back at second base and put Moreland at first, and I don't think so here. Yeah, we started the day with Rose at first. He got hurt. We moved Moreland over there and made Klutz the DH and made Wilfong the second baseman. Then we Gross got this out, by the way. I messed that up. It wasn't Klutz. Yeah, Klutz is gone. Forgot all about that. Yeah. That could have been disastrous. Yeah, we pulled Klutz for Gross, so we lost another infielder. So Wilfong's got a bat in this inning. I want to make sure I do this right. It's kind of so important here. So, yeah, I really can't. I have Boa and Wilfong as my middle infielders. I really can't get anybody else in the middle infield on the Phillies at this point after Mickey Klutz was pinch hit for. Pete Rose got hurt. So it will be Boa. Larry Boa will lead off in the bottom of the 11th inning against Willie Hernandez. And here's the pitch. 54. Skies the center field. Now this is the batter here, Wilfong, who doubled last time against a lefty. He's going to cross his fingers, hope he can do it again. Here's the pitch to Wilfong. 48 is a K. That would have been a walk if it was a righty. But we ran out of players. And frankly, Lonnie Smith's better against righties anyway, and he is a righty. And that'll do it for Hernandez. He'll leave after getting the 2 batters out. Here comes Skip Lockwood. Trying to get the final batter out in the bottom of the 11th inning. And you've got Herndon, Moreland, and Schmidt. Now you actually could put Lonnie Smith in here. Does he have power versus righties? Let's go double check that. I think he does. No, it's against lefties. Oh boy. No, I'm going to let Herndon swing away. I know Lonnie Smith hits better, but Herndon can hit the homer off the Lockwood card and a homer off his own card. So, in a one-run game, we're going to let Larry Herndon be the batter with 2 outs in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here's the pitch to Larry Herndon. 59 off of Lockwood is second X. This is Glenn Hubbard. He's a 2E21 second baseman. And he makes the play. And that's it. It is a 1-0 final. Portland gets the road win in a Game 1 over a stunned Philadelphia crowd here. Their guys got 4 hit. This offense, apparently, it's hard to get up for these expansion teams, and the Phillies had a late one last night, and they did nothing today. Nothing whatsoever in this thing. A Pete Rose single, a Wilfong double, a couple singles in the bottom of the 10th, and they were stranded. My goodness, folks. Cinderella. She's here. Oh, she's arrived. Tug McGraw will take the loss. A solo home run, a walk, and a K. 2 innings. He can come back in game 2 for an inning, perhaps. Probably not 2 or 3 innings, but maybe for an inning. Carlton, no decision, 5-hit shutout with 3 walks and 8 strikeouts. And Barr gets the win. Lockwood gets the save. Hernandez did get a strikeout of Wilfong. And an inning for Barr, just the 2 singles. And just the 2 hits off of Jerry Royce. And the Phillies didn't even draw a base on balls in this game. You got to be kidding me. No errors. Oh, 1 error by Royce. But only 5 batters reach for Philadelphia. What the heck's going on? If you watched the previous series for the Phillies against the Cincinnati Reds, they had 13 hits off of Tom Seaver and the Red bullpen in the last 3 innings of the game they played against the Reds. They went 13 for 22. Today, 4 for 38. Ouch. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. So, an embarrassing loss for the Phillies. And, the fans are booing. The fans here in Philadelphia running down the boos as they lose to Portland 1-0 in Game 1, giving away home field advantage. That's it today. We'll give you the results of Game 2 at the end of the video. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you soon. Well, folks, here's the box score of Game 1 you saw, with Portland winning 1-0 on the road in 11 innings. Incredible game. So we'll show you what happened in Game 2 before we pick this series up further. Game 2, Jim Beattie for Portland against Eric Schau. And, pitching still the order of the day here in this series, which is very bizarre. 2 loaded offenses. In the 3rd inning, the Phillies finally score the first run of the series. A walk to Maddox, a single by Boa, Lonnie Smith RBI single, Greg Gross RBI single, with 330 hitters come through. 2-0. 6th inning for the Phillies. Mike Schmidt, who else? Solo shot. 3-0. 7th inning. Singles by Wilfong Maddox, a bunt by Boa, RBI single by Lonnie Smith, sac fly Pete Rose, Lonnie Smith still on base in there somewhere. Phillies look like the Phillies here. 5 runs. Jim Beattie just kind of ran out of gas here in the 6th and 7th inning. He went 6 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 Ks. But the story was another remarkable pitching performance. You saw Jerry Royce's and 2-hitter in Game 1. Well, Eric Schau actually got a 2-hit victory. Eric Schau, acquired from the Padres, 2-hit shutout, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts, gave up a double to Lemon in the 5th, another double to Verizon in the, Lemon a double in the 4th, Verizon a double in the 5th. That was all they could do. And so the Phillies win Game 2, 5-0. 2 shutouts in the first 2 games by each team. Series is tied, a game apiece. That's it today. We'll come back tomorrow with the conclusion of the National League Championship Series. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.